At the sunset, I've reached Tashkogan. Look, that's how they dress. 你好。好。Hey guys, welcome back. This episode is about Xinjiang, China's largest provincial level region, about the size of Iran. It's the most exotic corner of China and also a place where the East truly meet the West. A crossroad of different civilizations and a vital stop along the ancient Silk Road. Xinjiang's landscape is shaped by the geography into regions that each feel like a different world. North of the Tian Shan Mountains and the south of the Altai, Kazakh herders pitch their yurts and roam with their flocks. South of the Tian Shan, between the desert and the snow peaks, lie green oases fed by glacier meltwater. This region is deeply flavored with Uyghur culture. The bazaars are always alive with colors, scents, and people, and the melons are always so sweet. In the middle of all this, the Taklamakan Desert is a sea of golden shifting sand, larger than Germany. And way out in the remote southwest, you'll reach the Pamir Plateau, where it's cold all year round, but in summer, wild flowers bloom across the endless grassland. It's a corner of the world that I miss a lot, so I'm going to start the story from here. Only 3 hours from Kashgar, I'm already on Pamir Plateau. The landscape has changed completely. It was so windy, that's why I keep my helmet and I'm standing behind a kiosk. There's no single tree. It's so clear, so open. I feel the clouds are so low. That's Baisha Hu, Baisha Lake, and that is a huge mountain, a sandy mountain. What a magnificent touch of the Pamir Plateau. And those mountain range are Karakoram mountain range. That's a Gongwe mountain, which is over 7,000 meters. There are many mountains along this way that are over 7,000 meters.
你好，欢迎来，
行，
欢迎喝茶水。
来家，他们是科尔克孜。
科尔
那个下面
哦，科尔克孜。
我是新疆回族
啊。
你是嘛呢？那黑的吃你喝。
So my food is ready, the pork noodles, and since this place is at the elevation of 3,000 meters, they also cook with pressure cooker, and it's just super interesting to learn a new ethnic minority, the Kyrgyz, Kyrgyz in Chinese, and they are closer to the Kazakhs. They are very different from the Tajiks. It's quite interesting, right?
Ah,
对。
走，帮我制造一口了吧。
好呀，你等我一会儿啊，我拿个东西。I just passed by this Kyrgyz village. I bought something at a grocery, talked with some people, and then they said I can come in. Oh, 好暖和，里面很暖和。They're so nice. They give me this scarf, even we just met. 谢谢. And this is their house, a typical Kyrgyz residence. So it's basically a big room with carpet and lots of blankets. 这也是睡觉的。哇，第三个睡觉的。有这么多毯子，哇！
这个样子鼻子吗？洗脚，你别让洗脚这个样子鼻子。人来的话洗脚。
When I'm in this room, I'm so shocked. I don't know. I think maybe there are 50 blankets, 50, and the whole floor is covered with beautiful carpets. 你好。
没事，不要动。
我脱鞋。
不要动。是吧？来一点，这样，
谢谢。It was so nice of them. They keep bringing food. 用柯尔克孜语怎么说谢谢呀？
Rahmat.
也是 Rahmat. 维语也是 Rahmat. Their milk tea is quite special, cooked with yogurt, salt, and tea. It is just so kind of them to invite me and share the food with me. So this is their dining room, basically. The whole room is super warm. And when I was writing, I felt so cold, but now I feel so warm.
8月20号。
8月20号。
20号，你们来的话，这个地方很多牦牛，羊、马、骆驼很多。我们去的这个样子摩托车。
这就是你们的摩托车，上山很方便。I feel so warm. My heart is filled with happiness and love. Leaving Kashgar, the faces start to change. There are less Uyghurs, but more Kyrgyz and Tajiks. Tashqogan is pushed out by the mountains. The land is wide and raw. At the sunset, I reached Tashqogan. Look, that's how they dress. Yeah. I took some photo together with them. It's just so cool, and I really love the way how they dress. Oh my God, a lot is happening right now. So many people are there, and I hear music. That must be dancing. Let me park my car first, and I also join the dance. Everyone's enjoying. This is just so wild. Even the kids, they dance so well. 这边是每个人都会跳舞吗？
差不多。
每个人都会。那你们晚上就是大家都会过来？
差不多8点钟。
每天都有吧？
每天都有。从哪儿来的？
安徽。
安徽。
对，今天从喀什过来的。
玩的怎么样？
很好啊，第一次来塔县。
可以，欢迎。
Tashkogan is China's far east frontier. Over that ridge lies Pakistan, Afghanistan, and Tajikistan. But China's Tajiks are not the same as those in Tajikistan. They speak Sarakoli and Wahi, both from the Eastern Iranian language branch. There is even a site of the Zoroastrianism, an ancient Persian religion. This is the place where I'm staying. They have a courtyard with lots of trees. Many of the old houses are made of stones. And it's only just one floor, very simple. Yakshi. He's our host, and that's a house. It's a typical Tajik house, so you've seen it from the outside. Let me show you the outside. That's your animal house. Meh. Can you see it? Meh. Tashkogan is a small city of about 40,000 people, and when I was walking on the street, I definitely felt it's the most exotic town in China. I see lots of people with very high noses, who are blonde, with blue eyes. 这样的，这边翘起来。哦，就是后边这边是高一点的，要别一下。That's your traditional hat. Women like to wear this, plus a scarf. And those are for the guys. 男的。这个是男的戴的。This afternoon, I ordered shou zha fan polo or pilaf. It's a very typical food in Central Asia in general. So it's rice cooked with carrot and 2 big pieces of lamb. This is such an exciting moment now. So look at that signage. 66 kilometers and I'll reach Pakistan. And to this side, 100 kilometers from Afghanistan. And this is a Wakhan corridor. I'm at the entrance of Wakhan corridor. Look, so on the 2 sides, that's mountains. And this is the only pathway. But unfortunately, I'm not able to go further. There is a checkpoint. It's a closed border. There is no communication between China and Afghanistan. Ever since Han Tang Dynasty, this is a very important pathway on the Silk Road. The Wakhan corridor lies just behind the mountains, a path that Marco Polo, Xuanzang, merchants, and caravanaries have taken. I couldn't get closer, so I continued towards Pakistan. An hour later, I stopped for tea at a roadside tea house. 等牧草长长了，你们要不要割掉呀？割掉。那你们这8月份、9月份割，8月份办。哦，那你们那个就是你们的羊群在哪呀？您家？山上。哦，山上。慢点。哎呀。 We spent some time on the pasture land. I took a lot of photos with them, and later they invited me to go to their house for a cup of tea. 你几岁啊？10岁。你几岁啊？8岁。8岁。哇！哇，好大的一个客厅啊！那你们睡在哪呀？
睡到那个家。
哦，那个家。
刚才的那儿。
刚才那儿，这个等于说是给客人住的地方，是吧？
不是，给客人那个啥的。有时候有人多的时候就在这儿睡。
哦，等于说是客厅。然后这边就是你们的厨房了。
对，这是那个啥的做饭的地方。
做饭的地方。The kitchen。然后你们平时就住了这儿，睡这儿。
对。
哇，哎，可是你们没有被子呀？你们的被子呢？
被子就在这儿，把那个拿，然后盖。
啊，这样啊。So they brought me some bread, naan bread, and also the milk tea.
这种行。
对不对？After saying goodbye, I headed towards Panlong Road, a mountain pass dropping over 1,000 meters. Descending from the pass, I reached Wacha, a lush green valley. Red dresses fluttered in the wind as Tajik women walked through the fields with their cattle, a scene straight out of a painting. My last 2 days in Tashkougan, a friend took me to a local wedding. We drove out of town into a small village, and people were already gathering at the gate. We didn't know the bride or groom, but that didn't matter. We were welcomed like a family and served with snacks and milk tea. In the courtyard, the DJ was already playing. Guests were singing and dancing. Women gathered around in their most beautiful dresses.
今天是你的婚礼是吗？不是我的婚礼，因为已经结婚快1年了，里面我朋友的。因为这次婚礼准备的吗？不是，我结婚的时候就是戴这样子的，婚后也可以戴。参加婚礼的话，这样穿。对，这就是我们对那个啥，我们对我们朋友的一种重视，所以我们会打扮的特别好看。
Except for Tashqogan, most parts of southern Xinjiang are more Uyghur. There are many small cities and towns and an oasis along the edge of the desert. At the heart of it lies the ancient city of Kashgar, the cultural center of the Uyghur people, known for its bustling old town and lively markets. Kashgar is simply so exotic. Look at those buildings. It has such a strong Central Asia flair. I'm now in Kashgar Old City in one of the bazaars, and very similar to Turkey, Iran, and other Central Asia countries. The bazaars here have different categories. So this bazaar street is mainly for copperware. There are lots of craftsmen here who know how to make copper stuff like that. This is definitely a very popular stand. Look how many people are taking photos. Whereas this guy is turning this yoga drink into a street performance. It's 9:40 and this part is probably the most crowded place in Kashgar, the Gourmet Street. But I still have a full stomach from the polo in the afternoon and also those fruits. I bought about 1 kilo apricot and peaches. So I will just walk through this Gourmet Street without eating too much. This is the biggest polo at everything. This is the living quarter and it's much quieter. And here there are a lot of traditional dwellings, which is just beautiful. Ni hao. Starting from Kashgar, the ancient Silk Road split into two, one in the north, one in the south. Marco Polo once traveled the southern route, and following this route, the next city is Yakant. In Yakant, I run into a dancing pool. Similar to the Tajiks, the Uyghurs are also great dancers. In the bazaar of Yakant, people get together every night and just enjoy the music and dance.
我们现在呢是进了这个圈子，坐到了这个板凳上呢。好的。我们就要跳舞了。然后他说他会教我跳舞。朋友们，他帮我拍照。
In his travelogue, Marco Polo once wrote that the cities in this region were abundant in natural resources, producing cotton, wheat, and grapes. The rivers, he noted, also yielded beautiful jade. And today, there are still jade bazaars, such as the one in Moyu.
Every Friday there is a jade market in Moyu. So Moyu County means the ink jade. And actually the stones here look a little bit like ink. They are checking it with a small torch to see what's inside. Ah, look. 对，能看见。对。这个是。那的金比较大的这个。
When it comes to how valuable the stones are, there is no fixed standard. But one rule is to bargain really hard.
Yuck. 你那样，最多一句话说，就买掉了。80块钱，80。
啊，80可不可以？
对，80可不可以？80可以吗？我兜装着钱给你，走掉了。
好好学呀，大。
现在行吗？不行吗？对吧？行不行嘛？
咱当时咱们上啊，那上面搞没得多。
卖的，剩的，卖了。
好，卖的。Apart from the jade bazaar, many towns and villages in southern Xinjiang host lively livestock markets. These bustling hubs are always filled with swirling dust and crowds of people, and countless mouth-watering food.
You've heard that meh all the time? For some herdmen, they even shave the goat or the sheep before selling it. So they are using a scissor and slowly cut it up. Oh, 烤串，柳木烤串. So this barbecue, this grill is a bit different. They use a special wood to give it a special fragrance. 柳木烤串.
两份一个。耶！卖饺子的。
多少钱一份呀？10块钱，好的。In my opinion, you can hardly be disappointed by Xinjiang Lamian, the stretched noodle. So if you don't like noodles, you can also get huajiao with the same sauce, baozi and huajiao steamed buns. That's what he's eating right now. And you can also get zhuafan, a very famous Xinjiang dish. And this is perhaps the biggest lamb soup I've ever seen. There's onions, potato. And the butcher is just standing next to it.
And this is the famous 烤包子. And in this room, they are quite busy making dough. And in this stand is blowing air into the oven, and that's 烤包子. It's so hot here. The flavors of Xinjiang food trace the ancient Silk Road. The meats here are rich with spices from the western regions. Hand-pulled noodles came from the Central Plains, traveling west along the Hexi corridor. Pilaf came straight from Central Asia. Naan bread and Piaz onion are of Persian roots. Even the clay mesh structures for drying reasons share the same technique as in the farms of Samarkand. In Turpan, you'll see these ancient raisin drying houses lined up along the hillsides. This is the hottest, driest place in China, but thanks to meltwater from the Tianshan Mountains, it grows the sweetest melons and grapes. All those are dry houses for a reason. I guess it's all locked, so I'm not able to go inside. There are a lot of holes on the wall so that the air can circulate rather easily. This is the entrance. It's locked, but you can see it from here. Beautiful. There is no grapes right now, so I found a picture on the internet so that you can know how it looks like inside during the harvest season. 然后这边还有哈密瓜。
对啊。
你好，大爷你好。
Hello， 我们就只收集录音机说呀。他也叫艾丽，我也叫艾丽。
你们俩都叫买买提艾丽？
对，
不是，我叫马尔兹艾丽，他是买买提艾丽。
啊，马尔兹艾丽。
我还有买买提哥哥呢。
They have a very beautiful and big house, and outside they are making dried honey melon. They said it's for sale. They don't really eat the melons. They also have a lot of watermelons, etc. 大姐你好，他说带我过来看一看他的家，然后我就跟他一起过来了，希望不会很打扰。
对的。
都，妈妈 ，you get a pure pop。
我在飞无人机。
无人机那能就穿起妈妈 pure pop，pure pop， 我在你的不是。还有空调和电风扇。
哦，夏天就不热了。
对，我们中午都放。今天有点凉，下雨。我们今天没有放空调。不然我们每天中午都要放空调睡。这里是，你看，这里是我房间呢。
对，
这里是。
谢谢你们。哇，这就是你们的瓜哦。
对。
有好多小西瓜、哈密瓜、大西瓜。
你去看看牛和羊吧，我最讨厌这只牛了。我就给它吃羊。
哇，你们给它吃西瓜呀？
对，
它的伙食很好哎。
哈密瓜呢？
哦，哈密瓜也吃。
这就是羊。它跑来时你得要退后啊。
啊，它有点凶是吧？
对。你看到那个它小买来的时候那么不凶，有没有一直都没有追过我们？有一天就开始凶了，追我们俩。这个牛的爸爸都还凶。哦，
更凶。
还比牛的谁凶更凶？
那就跟他爸爸像，是不是？
超级凶！这里就是小羊，那个老牛生的那个，已经长大了，他们的。
你们也喂它吃哈密瓜哦？
对，哈密瓜、西瓜都喂它们吃。
你们家羊的伙食真好，羊和牛都吃得很好。
爷爷羊呢？
啊，那边是晒葡萄的是吗？哦，我来看一下你们的小羊。
那个房，那个太破了，所以换个这样了。我们后面这里是我们自己做的，用那种石头做的。
鸡肉，让我看看你的鸡肉。很厉害，
我也有呢。
你也有，
我哥哥有很多呢。
走，你带我去看看你的那个
房顶去。等一下，买提，我们带这个姐姐去房顶看看。去房顶。这就是楼梯，我们这个楼梯是很安全的。
啊，这儿可以上。
很安全的。我操！这里你们可以看到很远的地方。
哇！
你在楼里面放飞就挺亮。你可以上去，这是我睡的。
哦，是你睡的地方。
对，那边是弟和哥睡的。这里爸，这里妈，这里我。
你们晚上睡外面吗？晚上是外面吗？还是？
很凉快，你躺一下。
好舒服啊！我没在外面睡过，晚上这儿一定很凉快。
对，有时候就暖风不那么凉。这样坐一下就会很凉快。
就是最热的时候，你们就在外面睡；天热的时候就在外面睡。
我们每天就在外面睡。
哦。
晚上下起了大雨，我们会回去。
那要把东西全收起来，对吧？
直接收在这里，我们不用拿下去。
啊，好舒服呀，对吧？
对。你也躺一下。
爽死了，我也躺一下。等会儿。
那个枕头，我在睡的时候没有。我把这个枕头。堵住眼睛的东西就这样
好睡了是吗？
他最爱挠痒痒，我挠个痒痒，他就会踢我。对，我就会一踢他。
It's so nice on the rooftop. It's not hot at the moment, but I can imagine that sometimes it can be really hot. But outside must be cooler than inside. Yeah. If they sleep every day with this beautiful landscape, wow. Wow, so nice.
大家好，我是买买铁力，欢迎你们来我直播间看脸。大家好，我欢迎你们来到吐鲁番尝我们的西瓜、哈密瓜。我们有特长的，有黄黄的哈密瓜、绿绿的哈密瓜、大大的西瓜、圆圆的西瓜。
The Silk Road was also a major route for religion. The first to arrive was Buddhism. It came from southern Xinjiang into the Central Plains, leaving behind Buddhist grottos and temples along the way. Over time, Islam gradually took its place. Much of that history is now buried beneath the desert. The biggest blank space in southern Xinjiang is the Taklamakan, a sea of sand that swallowed the ancient kingdom of Lowland, once walked by Marco Polo himself. The Taklamakan is one of the largest sandy deserts in the world. It spans over 330,000 square kilometers, making it even larger than Germany. Known as the Sea of Death, it's famous for its harsh, dry climate and shifting sand dunes. But deep in this barren heart lies a hidden village, cut off from the world. To get there, I had a road trip, crossing the golden sand dunes. Starting from this new village, we can't use Google Map for navigation, so I download a map from Weiditu, so it's an app, and I marked all the paths, and hopefully we can find a way. But also starting from here, there won't be any phone signals, but I hope the GPS still work, and normally it should be working. 对，往这边。The road is very bumpy. There's lots of ups and downs. I was not even dare to use my big camera because I'm afraid it might get broken. SUV 能开吗？这？
你觉得？
我不知道呀，开不了。
确定？很确定告诉你不行，那必须。底盘其实按这种情况来，底盘其实好像倒是无所谓，但是你一定要是四驱。
驾驶感受如何？目前为止？
挺好，最喜欢这个地方。放气吧。对，那就放点气吧。
So now, as the road is getting sandier and sandier, we decided to find a place to deflate the tire because now it's getting really hard for the car.
不，
啊？
这是有时间的。
哦，就数多少秒？
对，差不多。
Finally, after a whole day's drive, we're here. This is such an isolated village because there is no mobile phone signals now. 你好，请问这边可以吃饭吗？
可以。
可以。我刚问过。
哦，你们现在还住这边吗？还是周末过来的呀？
就是在这边住。
就在这边住，你们就在老村住吗？
对。
不去新村吗？
不去，我在这边做生意嘛。
哦，
做生意。
那是不是天冷没人了就回去了？
有的是回去，有的是在这边放羊。
哦。
要不进去？
行，好的。
八州硬汉。
咱们这个村子现在还有多少人呀？
也是100多吧。
100多个人。哦，还住这边。All the residents from Daliabi live on animal husbandry, so each family has 200, 300, or I think maximum 400 sheep or goats, and their grassland scattered along this Korea River in an oasis, so their grassland can be very far away from each other. So in winter, they bring their cattle back to the village, and the cattle will stay together to protect themselves against the cold wind, because in winter the temperature can drop to minus 10, minus 15 degrees. That's an old house. Every house has a motorbike like that. I don't know if there are still people who are living in it. The wall is made of dried reef and some wood, and that's a door. It's a big piece of wood bark. 大哥，你们家有多少只羊呀？
羊吗？我的吗
？100只。
这是羊子。
哦，前面的羊。
几公里有呀？
我的脚绳子30公里。31公里。
摩托车过去。
库尔班在哈呢。
库尔班。
31公里。
平时住这边吗？还是住新村？
新村上班。
哦，新村上班。
对。
只是周末过来。
对。
看看爸妈是吧？
对。
那你爸爸妈妈在这里住吗？
对。
他们新村不去吗？
有些时间去。
等于说也是有羊在这边，对吧？要看着。对。
你们家多少只羊
？150。
150。啊，昨天我们问那个
有350。
他们家有350。
对，350那应该是最多的了。This used to be a school, but now since the whole village is reallocated to a new location, which is closer to the city, so is the school. And now it's a paradise for the sheep. The charm of Xinjiang lies in its vastness. A single glance reminds you how big the world is and makes you forget life's trivialities. This vastness is the grandeur of the desert and the freedom of the grasslands. North of the Tian Shan Mountains, I've only been to Yili. It's an ethnically diverse region, but most of the herders are Kazakhs. Every year, around late spring and early summer, they migrate with their cattle, sheep, and horses to the alpine pastures. Oh, 摔了一下，对，是个小马，摔了一下，哦，又赶上了。你们应该是哈萨克族，维族的那个帽子戴的不太一样，我感觉哈，不知道是不是，是吗？然后就是穿的衣服稍微有点不一样的，对吧？你们就是大部分是哈萨克族的。So I guess we are officially
年来吗？还是第一次来？
第一次来。
来。
你的家在哪里？
我家在那个下面。现在家里人没来。
那你们赶羊是要从很远的地方就一直往这边走？
就是
哦。
就是跟着曹走是吧？
就是这个路游，这样一个路游，顺着路走。
哦，就顺着路走。
两边就是山嘛。
睡哪儿？
那个直，
就睡这样。
就拿个毡子什么的。
一样没纸啊，就拿上一个被子就行。
哦，就被子。
就这样在地上睡。
地上睡，这个
就没木头嘛，靠着。
再开火，就靠着木头，这个不能
点堆火。
哦，会不会有狼啊？这边
有呀。
也有，
这上面有野猪有，
哦，
野猪晚上可以看到。
这边这么大一块，这么大草场，就是所有人都可以随便放牧吗？
随便。
哦。
有自己的地。100多亩，1000多亩就那样。
因为它分了区域的，
就是分区的，
按户口分的，知道吧？
哦。
每一个户口要有多少亩草场？就是。好，然后他们还要转场，还要冬季了还要赶场，往山下走。
那动物这个地方不在，我们就下去了。
哦，就夏天赶上了。
9月份就可以下去。
哇！大哥敲一个。
哇！
再来一个吗？
哇！牛逼！好，拜拜拜拜。That was quite an interesting talk with him, and he said every year they earn like more than 500,000 Chinese yuan per year because of their livestock. However, it's really hard work because they have to bring the herds from one place to another. And sometimes you can only sleep in the forest near a tree. Today we've also got a Kazakh breakfast. We've got naan, the bread, and also we've got a kettle of, I don't know whether it's suyo cha or nai cha. And we've got 4 types of jam. This is fig jam, blueberry, strawberry, and then plum.
你看我这好看吗？
杏子是酸的还是甜的？
酸的呀。
It's really my first time on the horseback, and I was a little bit worried that it's going to be dangerous, but he said it's a very good horse. So now we are moving quite slowly. He's taking my horse. So if you ask my feeling, I feel it's a little bit bumpy because the horse is going brr, brr, brr. Yo. Wow, it's running.